Happy new month, guys. Welcome back. So if you're watching this video, just go in the comment section, go type in the comment section and say happy new month. All right, happy new month and welcome. So today I'm going to be exposing the secret behind successful importation. Yes, and guess what, guys, it's going to have 4 episodes, and you can't afford to miss this episode because once you are grounded with this secret, then know fully well that 2026 you're going to be making it huge in importation. That's why this is the period we need to go into this tutorial and talk and give us that secret behind a successful importation, so that 2026, by God's grace, you don't make any mistake of any kind. All right, so we'll be having 4 different episodes, so you can't afford to miss any of this episode. And after the episode, we're going to be wrapping it up with a live stream section where we'll be asking questions. We'll be doing like question and answer, period, where you can also ask your questions and I answer. Anybody on the live stream can also answer your questions. You just like a master class. It's going to be very, very interesting. I'm going to be thinking, I don't know if you have any idea when is the best time for this live stream where we can ask questions and interact. Also drop in the comment section. So now we're going to be talking about episode 1, which is the secrets, importation secrets in episode 1. So here we'll be having 3 sections. I'll be explaining 3 secrets here, section by section. Now when we talk about importation, see, there is money importation, but the main thing is there are secrets you need to know, especially if you are a starter or if you are a beginner. I've been importing for over 10 years now, so at least I know I've gotten so many, things to talk about. So we're going to be talking about the secrets right here. Now, the secret number 1 is the suppliers game. You see, the suppliers you've seen, there are a lot of game, and if the more you know this game, the more you don't fall victim. You understand? So you need to know this game. Now, number 1 game, not the cheapest supplier, has the most is the most reliable supplier. I take it again, not the cheapest supplier is the most reliable supplier. I'm going to be explaining that. So when we talk about that, what this really means, because many new importers right now, they make this mistake. You see, this one simple mistake. Many new importers make that mistake. I've once made that mistake before when I started. When I just, once you just go on 1688 or you go on Pindodo, then maybe for example, I want to get a bag. I just type or picture search a bag. The first thing I do then is to look for the cheapest supplier. That was what I always do. I'll first of all look for the cheapest. If I'll say 20 yuan, I'll say, I beg, let me look for. I'll be scrolling up. If you'll be doing that, also drop in the comments. I'll be scrolling up. When I see 15, I'll say, hey, look at this 20. Look at this supplier is giving 20 yuan. Don't know there are people that are selling for 15 yuan. So I'll scroll again. I'll say 10. I'll say good. This supplier is the real G. How will this one be selling 20 yuan and this one is selling 10? I beg, let me go and get from this 10 yuan so I can make huge profit. You understand? You just rush. You just place your order. I need 20 of these. I need 30 of this bag. Then you buy. Many new importers are making this mistake. A supplier is not reliable, or the supplier does not have the best goods because his goods are cheap. No. So you need to know this. All right, because we mostly new importers, we rush to pick the supplier that has the lowest price. I've done that before, but guess what? When it arrives, I will not look at it. There are some things. This thing is not like this, so it's not like this, so. But there was a time I announced, okay, let me just make this check. I had to buy one from the cheapest supplier. I bought another from the, highest supplier, and it came. I saw huge difference. But I'm not saying all suppliers that sell cheap are like that. No, but you need to be very, very careful. You need to do your check. You need to check very well. So that's what this episode will be all about. Episode 1, 2, 3, 4 is going to be mind-blowing, where we'll expose everything. And after that, we'll wrap it up with a live stream section where you can ask your question, and I'll be there by God's grace live to answer your question directly. All right. So so the first thing you need to know, cheap price usually means low quality. Yes, that's the first thing to know. I had to pin them down so that I will not repeat myself when I'm talking, because this topic is so important. So cheap price usually means low quality. Take it or leave it. When you say cheap price, it usually means low quality. Just imagine there was a time someone posted jean of how many yuan, 5 yuan, and the people rushed it. Then when they came, they started seeing racks. Yes. Now the next thing you need to know, factory don't reduce price for fun. Factories don't reduce price for fun. They reduce price because they have reduced the material quality. They don't reduce price for fun. Sometimes you see some people will say, clearance sales used to be cheaper. Yes. You should know the reason. Just whenever they are doing clearances, it's either maybe their factory is too is filled up, and they need to, produce new sets, and they need these old ones to go out. That one is different. That one is clearance sales. They couldn't say, okay, we're running clearance sales, so understand me. When it's clearance, it's different. They will still give you the quality, but remember, you cannot get the same size. You cannot, like for example, our food flask clearance sales that are, let me see if I can show you. Our food flask clearance sales that are, you will not see the same size. You will not see the same size. So this is our clearance sales flask that just arrived from China. It came like this. Now look at the flask. Can you see it? This is a 304. This one retains hotness. Very good. So it came like this. So, but not all came like this. You see, this one now is like this. Some came bigger than this. That is what we call clearance sales. It doesn't come the same, and the prices will be very, very affordable. All right, that one is different from you going to a site, going to the China shopping app, and expect very low price. You understand me? So that is one thing we new importers, the mistake we make. All right. So the next thing. You see, these cheapest suppliers, they often cut corners. They always cut corners. You will see them, they'll be putting different price to entice you. They'll put low price to entice you. But they are cutting corners. So you need to be very, very careful as an importer. This really, I lost a lot when I was doing this. I want to buy from cheaper suppliers because I'm also running a pre-order group, and so many pre-order groups are also falling victim. Yes, you will see cheap suppliers say, I've gotten the cheap. Now you collected something of, let me just, as for instance, you collected 10,000 naira for a product. That's just a case study. Then you want to buy. You are seeing different prices. For instance, you saw 6,000. You saw 5,000, you saw 3,000. Then you now go ahead to buy 3,000 naira. Check them now. I don't do that. You now say, let me make my profit. That one is a wolf profit that will push below. You leave 6,000 on, you leave 5,000, you went to 3,000 naira on, and your customers paid you 10,000. Then when it arrives, it becomes anyhow. There was an importer that imported 7-in-1 smartwatch, and they gave her what they call it now, plastic wristwatches. I'm telling you. I also have a supplier for 7-in-1 smartwatch. I will then say, maybe let me go look for cheapest price. Then I'll now leave that one. I've imported from him first, second, third, and it has been coming nice. I'll now say, no, let me go and look for a cheaper supplier. No, now there are some things, yes, you make profit, but don't go and say, let me go and buy inferior things and make huge profits, and make your customers unhappy. No. So those are the things you should consider. If you're talking about successful importation, you should consider the suppliers you're getting things from. Don't look at the cheapest. Go for the one that sells quality things. See, our last dispatch I just arrived, everybody was happy. Madam Jenny, everything is of good quality. Why? You see, me, if I'm buying product like this for my customers and I see something of maybe 16,000 and I'm saying 15, I saw that supplier 14, I always go for that 16. Even if my profit is not much, I will always go, because I prefer being, when my goods come, when it arrives, my customers will be happy. That is the best. So these are the things to checkmate. And these cheaper suppliers, they use weakened materials. They use weak materials. That's why they will tell you cheap price. They use weak material. They use the inferior version of that product. Inferior version. It's just like original and bad. They will use the inferior version. Alright, so you need to checkmate all these things. Sometimes these cheap suppliers, they will delay you. They will delay you. Why are they delaying? So they will kind of look for that weak material to start using. Alright, so they will delay you. So that's why you need to get from a reliable supplier. Reliable supplier will always give you consistent quality, will always give you honest pricing, will always give you fast production, will always give you accurate weights, will always give you good packaging, will always give you even great communication. You guys will communicate properly. Yes, you communicate properly. They will also, sometimes they even refund or they do a replacement if anything goes wrong. That is it. Then, all these things. So you need to checkmate. My first episode now is for you to check. All right, check this cheap. Don't go for cheapest supplier. If you want to make it huge, if you want to sustain your importation business, don't go for cheapest supplier. All right, so these are the things why some people like all these cheap suppliers. They lie about their stock. They will give you a video of another thing, they'll give you another thing. So if you want to build a successful importation business, don't do this. Don't go and start searching for cheapest supplier. So it does not rule your business. All right, so because the cheapest supplier, at the end of everything, they will still cost you more in the long run. That period I used to buy those, when it comes like this, people will start rejecting things. Some will start asking for refund. Some will say they don't want this one. Some will not buy from me again. At the end, you'll be the one losing. So these things are very, very important. All right, these are very, very important. The next one now we'll look at again is MOQ trick. That is secret number 2. MOQ trick. There are some things you will do that will beat that MOQ. One thing about this importation secret is that MOQ trick. You see, MOQ helps you. This is one secret for successful importation. MOQ. Like when you talk about MOQ, some people will not know what is MOQ. Minimum order quantity. MOQ helps you in importation. That's why I will advise people, if you want to buy, make sure you gather, because the higher you buy, the higher quantity you buy, the lower the price. MOQ has been one of my secrets. The higher quantity, the lower the price. Yes, MOQ has been one of my biggest secrets. Because if you are buying one, even if you are the one selling, someone is saying, I want to buy 1 carton, that person just chats up, I want 100 cartons. You will bid down price for the 100 cartons because you want the person to come back for more. So MOQ is very, very important. Now, for you to get this MOQ, how do you beat this MOQ? I've made a video on how you can beat MOQ. For instance, maybe your group did not meet up to MOQ, but you want to get one for a testing or something. I've made a video. If I will tag it here, in case I didn't tag it, please, someone should just remind me.